Okay, guys, it's been a long time we've done something like this. It's been a while, and it's good seeing that we are here. We're not gone, we're not back, but at least we're putting out content as we can. My name is Adedayo, the Immortal. I'm the co-founder of Streamdorm, and I'm going to be your co-host for today's episode. And with me here is
Hi everyone, as you must know, my name is Da Crown and I remain my humble self, the co-founder and editor in Streamdorm.
Okay, so today we're trying to take a new direction. We are changing the show name from the Fandom Podcast to Streamdorm Weekly, and who knows, we might even be called Streamdorm Daily. What we are trying to do is to see as much content as we can put out per week, and not trying to box ourselves. So today's episode, we're going to talk about everything from music to fashion to comics to the beefs that's happening. It's just to at least let's catch up on what we've missed. And Stephanie, do uh you've heard the new Wizkid song, right? What are your thoughts about the song?
Okay, piece of my heart.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah, I think it's a very nice song. It's more like the Wizkid we used to know. Like he just went back to those days when he sang FIFA, Uchuelega. He really did he did put in a lot of work on this one, and I must say I've been listening to that song on repeat, and the collaboration featuring
I think it's free out of when I thought Edna, I thought it was a woman's name. Fayaz, Brent Fayaz. Yeah.
oh yes. At first too, I thought okay, Wizkid featured a female on this one. First off, the voice of the guy, and then marvelous.
Yeah, and that's something I do agree with. I what I love about the song is that beat switch when it moved from the part where he teased the cool slow. It's kind of like upbeat R&B, the Afro pop upbeat
Yeah,
R&B. Then it switched to full R&B, and like that kind of switch is something that is interesting.
yeah,
And I saw on
definitely.
yeah, I saw on Twitter someone talked about that. Oh, a lot of people are going to start copying this style, and they was even saying, "Oh, Wizkid is the first person." I was like, "Beat switch is not a new thing in the Nigerian music industry. So we've been doing beat switch for a very long time. Fela, you can listen to a Fela song, and in when you're going deep into the song, there's going to change the entire beat, and those are songs that are very long. Even the old school music, there's always beat switch, not always, but there are a lot of noticeable songs
Yes.
with good beat switch, and in this song that's Whiskey there, I think that's something. So I can't wait for the Mariah album. I think that's something that everyone is going to enjoy when it drops. And speaking of the Mariah album, this Davido and Wizkid beef, though Davido has not officially responded to Wizkid, but Wizkid has always had been poking the beer, the
Yeah,
beer being Davido.
he has been on his neck.
What
I
what do you
think,
what do you think that's all about?
unlike before, we just all knew that okay, there was this beef between Davido and Wizkid. In as much as sometimes they tend to come around and hang out together, which was rarely like often. But these days we see Wizkid coming all out for Davido, and like he's not even hiding it again that I'm coming for this guy. Like he's saying it, he's even tagging him, mentioning him, like it's crazy. And some people say he's using it to promote his forthcoming album, which I know it's going to be a bang, by the way. But I think it's just beyond that. It's beyond that. I think this is like a real industry beef. And we all know that, okay, there's no absence of beef in the industry. But I think this beef is real, and that's what has made them over the years achieve such greatness that they have achieved. Because pardon me to make reference to, I'll just dive a little to football. Messi and Ronaldo. I think that rivalry, there is healthy conflict. I think some rivalry are healthy, and it's because of this industry beef. Both of them have been putting in the work that they are really putting in. I think they are both pushing one another to do better. Davido has not yet come out to officially like say anything about the beef and all, but I think Davido's management have been like responding to Wizkid and Davido FC. Everything has just been like a cruise to me. I'll just be on Twitter scrolling, and I'm like all full of laughter. What's going on? What's going on? But I think it's a healthy rivalry. That's all I would say.
Personally, this is going to be a drag that might come back for me in the future. I feel this is a cheap beef rather, that the industry don't need. Because yes, we get it. Whether it's to try to uplift each other, trying to make each other better, because every artist will always say, "Oh, I'm the best in the industry. Every one of you, you are not doing well. I'm the guy that is putting the industry on the map." Every artist everywhere in the world, they do that. But right now, I don't think Afrobeat is in the place where we need such thing. And let me remind you that during the tragic accident that the tragic experience that happened for Davido, I think it was last year, is the death of his child. He mentioned something that Wizkid was one of the people that tried to console him, that was checking up on him regularly. So there is this friendship behind the scene, which they both know that they have. But right now, even on Wizkid parts, I believe that this is something that, yes, you want to promote your music. It feels like you're promoting your music, and it also feels like, bro, you can. It's time to. You're already at the top of your league, so it's time to just behave like that now. And if you want to go at the best. If you don't want to make it a Twitter thing, release a song. I think every artist, when they want to address a beef, they use it through song. It's not, you're not a blogger, not all these influencers that will call each other on make on the content or Twitter or whatever. Release the song, and when they don't want to address his beef, he's going to release his own song. At least, or I know that whatever, if that's the way they want to do it, the the fans are the one that's going to benefit from it, because both of their top guys are releasing. And one thing that I find unhealthy about this is that there's this beef between the fans, and the fans always trying to poke each other every chance they get. Oh, my guy speak up today. He's referencing this guy. He's referencing this guy, and to me, I think it's just high time we get past that poking each other when we know that this is not what's happening behind the scene. Yeah, I saw the video where Wizkid and Davido were at the same club, we're not talking to each other, but there is one angle. I believe that was one camera from different angles that was taken, so it feels more like a PR compared to an actual beef. I
Yeah,
think
it's true. There could be more to the video. That's why I always say we should not like believe everything we see on social media. Let's say just that short clip. If you decide that okay, when they met in that club, they didn't like exchange pleasantries and even give one another a hug. You can just decide from your screen that okay, such thing never happened. But behind that video, something like that might have happened, like behind closed doors. But
true.
making reference to what you said, I think I won't agree with you on that, because this is it. Right now, we all know what Twitter is. See, Twitter is not a place where you come and start forming seriousness and everything. Twitter is a place of fun. It's a place of fun, a place of entertainment. If that beef is not happening online, then what will the fan be talking about? What will they be trending for? So I think every day, every week, they need to always give their fans something to talk about, and that is why it is like that. So if the beef is not there, if the dragging is not there, FC and 30BG, everywhere will be silent. And there's something I noticed when you said making reference. You made a reference to artists beefing on their music. That's one thing I've noticed about American rappers or rappers in general. They tend to do that. And the unhealthy part of that, which I think from my own perspective, is that they go overboard. You could hear, like, let me make reference to Biggie and Tupac scenario. They could harm one another, but these guys back here at home in Nigeria, they are not doing anything like that. They are just having a healthy rivalry. We know, okay, these guys are beefing one another, but they are not going out for one another to like harm one another. That's what I think.
Well, that's left to the audience to decide whether such beef is just a showdown or it's something that is actually real. I think that's what people, and one thing we try to avoid on streamdom is to intensify such, because a lot of people are looking for clicks and they're just going to try to add more things that are unnecessary. But right now, what we are trying to do is to see it and understand it from the industry point of view and come up with the right conclusion whether this is just a PR or an actual beef that is going to lead somewhere. And also, one thing I did notice was that Davido recently had a renewal collection with Puma, and recently he he came out for Hugo Monye, the fashion brand on Lagos Fashion Week. And what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, before now, I've always seen Davido as a fashion person, a fashionista. But I think right now he's actually diving into that niche and trying to like make it bigger, not just music. Him showcasing, doing the wrong way or walk way, sorry, at the Lagos Fashion Week, really. And before now, he has been doing it. He did it with Puma, like where he came in to have like a walkway. It shows that he's actually like into fashion, big in fashion, and him actually collaborating with Puma. That was like really a good one. It's it says a lot. It says how grown or how big African artists are becoming on the global stage.
Yeah, and one thing I do love about this kind of collaboration is the intra collaborations between industries, the fashion industries, the music industries, and speaking from the African standpoint, I think this is something that will it will make this industry bigger, more talked about. If we have artists coming out for our brands that are in the in in-house brands, the fashion brands that are in Nigeria, I think this is going to go a long way. We don't really have to go for abode. Yes, the Puma goes a long way for him, but I still believe that more artists should come out for Nigerian brands. Alasta is doing something like that. I think Flavor is doing though I haven't seen much from other big artists, but I can tell that Davido, Arasta, and other Nigerian celebrities, even the influencers, the fashion influencers. I love the fact that right now we are purchasing more in-house brands, and this is just something. I think the executives in the fashion industries are seeing such opportunities for their brand globally, internationally, and even locally. Because what's the point of the business if the people that are in your next door neighbors are not purchasing those such things? So I think that's what I do. Do you have any comment on that?
I think it's a good one. But still, I feel like most of our celebrities want to be identified, want to be seen on the global stage. I don't want to mention names, yeah. Talking about music, when you were making a reference to other artists also following the paths of Wizkid on Piece of My Heart, where he did like a switch. I feel African artists, because of they want to be recognized on the global stage, are disassociating themselves from Afrobeat, which is not a good thing. You hear some people saying, I'm not an Afrobeat artist, I'm an Afro pop Afro, or Afro fusion, or Afro this, Afro that, or I'm a this person, I'm a this, that. I think we should be proud of what we have. When it comes to fashion, when it comes to music, Nigeria is blessed. So I see no reason why we should let go of where we are coming from because we are already at the global stage. I was watching an interview and I really commended Fireboy on that. So the interviewer, I think he's an American, it was like, he asked him a question and was like, as an African American artist, Fireboy immediately corrected him that I'm not an African American artist, I'm an African. That really says a lot on how well he's rooted in his African culture. I feel other artists should emulate that. They should, first off, I understand, okay, in some ways, people might, okay, it's not even people might say, in some ways, international goods, fashion, when it comes to fashion and other stuff, they are of more quality to what we have back here at home. But then that doesn't mean you should all just leave. There are fashion brands here in Nigeria, in Africa, that are really putting in the effort and creating something beautiful, something unique and creative, like what Puma is doing and other fashion brands out there. We have that in Africa here. So I think they should, when these guys reach out to these celebrities to do something like what Davido is doing with Puma, they should give them the opportunity and the platform to do such a thing.
Yeah, and this is something Joey Akan is always pushing. I think you know Joey Akan is one of the top voices in
Yeah.
Afrobeats. I was at Africa Creative Market, and this is some of the things that were talked about. That hey, please, African artists, it's time to recognize and appreciate the art from Africa. We are fond of pleasing the guys. Yes, we understand that the money is coming in from abroad, but don't let us lose our way because we are trying to please the guys that are bringing in the money. If we try to appreciate ourselves, try to look for the right talent, try to use our own sound, I think is going to be a net positive for both the country, Nigerians, the Africa, and it's also going to be positive for the executives abroad. And there's something that I stand with that yeah, there's the money outside, but it's high time that we start calling ourselves who we are for what we are, and we start appreciating the things that we got and start pushing it. Celebrate African music, celebrate Africa fashion, celebrate Africa, be African, and be proud to call yourself African. Yes, you want the money to come outside from the abroad because there's the money there, but it's there's more honor when you do such thing um right here and take out your thing out there. There's such honor in exporting the talent, and that'll be like my final notes on that topic. And lastly, let's just switch into film, but this is going to feel hypocritic because of the part where we're talking about African, but want to talk about the DCU and the Marvel and other other movies that are coming in this year. I think in terms of the DCU, the Marvel, recently there's going to be some movies that are going to come out next month and under the Disney branch. In case you don't know, um Marvel is owned by Disney, so Disney are going to release some amazing shows and some amazing movies, including Thunderbolts. DC is going to release some amazing movies, including Creature Commandos coming in December 7th, I guess. And do you have any idea of other movies that are coming in next month or this month that you can recommend for our audience?
Okay, I don't really have any, but permit me to say, okay, I've seen Avengers, I've seen Endgame, I've seen almost all the Avenger movies and other
MCU movies.
beautiful work. MC movies, thank you. But I always say it, I'm more of a DC fan than Marvel or DC. But right now, I don't really have any movies I know of that's coming out. But then I would definitely make my research, and we are in the last quarter of the year, and these are days whereby one tends to have more fun. We've been working all through January to now. We are in the Ember months, so definitely.
Okay, yeah. Also, personally, I'm a DC fan. Always been, always will be, because this is the birthplace of modern day superhero in terms of comics. DC has always
Yeah,
been
she
this the Superman,
this
the
year already
Batman.
had that.
They've been the birthplace. Without DC, without the creators of Superman, the creators of Detective Comics, I don't think that we are going to have the comic industry as we do today. So, yeah, do you have any final message for our listeners?
Okay, again, before we go, I read somewhere back then that I've forgotten the man's name now. It was 96 or so. The man that used to write for MC, back then he died. I
Stanley.
think these days,
You mean
thank
Stanley?
you.
Yeah, Stanley.
These days, I just feel like their writing, their notes work is not good. I I'm expecting more from MC. For real, that's just the truth. I dey expect more from them. I cannot be watching. I was watching the canals. I was pissed. What was this? What are you people doing? So I feel they can do more. They can do more. If anything is even coming out, they should make sure like it's top notch. It's like of quality to what we used to have back in the days. Not just rush and write just to release.
Yeah, I think they outdid themselves when they released the Avengers Infinity War and the Avengers Endgame, because they've put themselves on such pedestal where it's now hard for them to beat. They've gotten to that top. They've made over $2 billion,
Okay.
and right now, I think what's in the eyes of the executive is to make more money instead of putting in quality, because those movies are quality movies. They are something. Even right now, you can see the effect in Deadpool and Wolverine, because that's quality. You allow the creatives to be creative. You allow them to put in the work they want to put in, and just sit back and relax. Let them do what they want to do, because they are going to do it for passion. But if you're all about money, you're going to get the results for money, and that's what we are seeing right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any final message?
Okay, I think I'll bring us to the end of this episode. But before I go, what I would just like to say is the beef between Davido and Wizkid. It has been an online beef from the artists themselves. So I think you listening to me as a fan of either Davido or Wizkid, don't take it out of social media. Don't go and act and outside because me I be Davido fan, you na whiskey fan. That's the way you talk, you know, correct. Then you knock the person slap. We shouldn't do that. So let's all just support who you want to support. in a peaceful way, drag who you want to drag online, but it should never go beyond that. And see, I beg, Mona dey mind how now to the talk online. Maybe no find you come house, shey you get.
Yeah.
But that's just on a lighter note. I just want peace for everyone, and we should keep doing what we're doing and keep excelling. Thank you.
Okay, before we leave, I'm going to just say two things. This is from the American media. DJ Clark Kent is an American DJ. He died yesterday. That was very sad news. Rest in peace and condolences to his family. Ruby Rose is currently in Nigeria, and yeah, that's basically everything. So, my own message is going to be Africans, it's time you appreciate who you are, and it's time to put out your content, put out your talent. Even if the money comes abroad, do not lose yourself chasing the bag, because at the end of the day, you're still going to come home. So try to appreciate who you are, appreciate the fact that you're African. My name is Adedayo. You can call me the Immortal Boat, and Dakar is here.
And I remain myself, the crown. Thank you.
And good night, and have a nice day. We'll see you next time.
South.